Okay, we are recording. It's official. Greetings and salutations, my fellow carbon-based life forms of the Super Information Highway. Raymond Robotnik here for another episode of my video diary. I have to be honest, I did not know what I was going to talk about for this week's episode until I got visited by a certain spike-knuckled crimson echidna. Yeah, Knuckles paid a visit not too long ago. Said he had heard that mom had recently gotten grapes, and he is a complete sucker for grapes. You give him a bushel of grapes, and he'll go at it like possibly Sonic on a chili dog or me on a pizza. But while Knuckles was visiting, I was actually curious about how he and Sonic met. And he said it was interesting. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. The first time he had met Sonic and Tails, it was actually not on very pleasant terms. He told me this story that he says he's the last of the Echidna race. His father was chief warrior, as a matter of fact, of their tribe, but he was not aware of what happened to the rest of the Echidnas. He was basically raised by himself. I don't know how he was able to survive, though. He is quite the trooper, despite being the muscle-bound bruiser that he is, but he is rather smart. But anyway, the day that Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails had met was the day that Ivo's recent greatest greatest invention, the Death Egg, had been trashed by Sonic when he was in supersonic form and crashed right on Knuckles' home, Angel Island. And as Knuckles being the guardian of the Master Emerald, the biggest treasure in all of Angel Island, he went to investigate, and Ivo had tricked him into thinking that he was a good guy and that Sonic and Tails were coming to take the Master Emerald away. Knuckles then trusted Ivo. He began to help him out with foiling Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails until they revealed the truth to Knuckles, but it was a little bit too late. Ivo had already stolen the Master Emerald, and then the three of them had teamed up to stop Ivo. But then after that, Knuckles became one of Sonic's rivals, but then as time passed on, he became one of his sworn brothers. It's amazing what the field of battle can do, especially to one who was once your enemy, who becomes your rival, who then becomes your inseparable friend. But then after that, Knuckles became he became more than just the guardian to the Master Emerald. And you're probably wondering, what is the Master Emerald? Well, I will go into detail. I thought about it. Next week, I'm going to go into more detail about the Master Emerald, but the Master Emerald is basically the emerald that is able to trump that of the Chaos Emeralds. The very thing of unlimited power. Well, imagine all 7 of those unlimited power sourced emeralds being trumped by one as big as this. I mean, it's amazing what one gigantic jewel can do. I bet its power source has probably got to be unlimited times 4 or possibly 10. And that's a lot of power. But also the Master Emerald is also the power source that keeps Knuckles' home, Angel Island, afloat. It keeps it above water, and that, to me, that is amazing. But we're not talking about the Master Emerald. I'm talking about Knuckles. He is a powerhouse. I've seen him punch a boulder without even trying. I mean, you know of Bruce Lee, the great kung fu prodigy master who was so strong he invented new ways of working out, and how he invented the 1 inch punch. Knuckles is able to do that to a boulder and split it in half. I've actually seen what he can do full power to a boulder. He turns it into nothing but pebbles and dust. The amount of strength he has is completely amazing. But he's not just a warrior, he's also a good friend. He's also a good source of inspiration. There was one moment when Ivo had almost taken over the world, and he after he had created a life form named Infinite. And Sonic was out of commission for quite some time. But that wasn't to say that everyone just gave up. No. Knuckles rallied the troops. He gathered all of their friends into one spot and created a rebellion, and he became leader. He became commander. He was in charge. He knows how to take charge. You think Sonic was the leader? He's the speed. He's the one that doesn't stand still. You basically just point and he's Knuckles is a born leader. Keep in mind, he told me his father was chief warrior, which means he had to have led the Echidna armies to quite a few battles. I'm actually hoping that there's a chance that Knuckles might be able to find more Echidnas along the way. Knuckles is amazing. That's basically one of the simplest things to say about him. But he's also got other special abilities. He doesn't have wings. He's not a flying squirrel. He's an echidna. Or if you don't know what an echidna is, it's a animal native to Australia that's also known as a spiny anteater. They're interesting little guys, and they're not exactly a good meal for dingoes. But Knuckles is completely amazing. He's more than just a spiny anteater. He is a warrior. He lives for battle. Oh, not exactly battle, but for protection. Now you can kind of understand why he loves protecting the Master Emerald so much. He lives for battle. He lives for protecting. He lives for to use his fists not as a sword, as a shield. And is that is noble. There, I said it. Knuckles is noble. I'm actually hoping that Knuckles will allow me to come visit Angel Island so I can do a little bit of research. He told me there is almost limitless excavation sites of his ancestry, of his fellow echidnas. He even said that he's seen the spirit of an echidna of his tribe from like olden times back. And I'm also hoping to get a chance to study the Master Emerald, how it's able to trump the Chaos Emeralds, how it's able to keep Angel Island up in the sky. I'm hoping to get some research and some numbers on those facts. But I won't be able to tell you any of that probably until my next video next week. So until that time, this is Raymond Robotnik signing off.